Hello and welcome back to another Candlelight video log. It has been a little while. I got a bit overwhelmed with level creation and I took a break, but I am back. I've made a bunch of levels in the last week, and I've also added a bunch of polish. I feel like the end is in sight, and I wanted to just give a quick update. So without further ado, let's jump in. So the first thing you'll notice is that there's music now. Big shout out to my friend Ricky for implementing or creating both menu music and in-game music. And also the game is now fully keyboard navigable. Just a few little bits left for me to polish, but the game will release fully keyboard navigable, which is awesome. If we jump into one of the levels, the UI is much cleaner, much neater. I've also moved the end game or level end overlay to over the board, which cleans things up a bit. There's also an escape menu now with some helpful keyboard shortcuts. One of my favorite things that I've built, and this is mainly just for myself, but I might release this out to the public, is the level designer. And the level designer is not keyboard navigable at this point. This is mainly a way to ideate on levels, and so I can pick shapes, I can add them to the queue, and then I can come over and define a target gem that I want to make. And I'll pick this one, but mainly this is kind of like really an ideation process. So I might iterate here a few times and then jump over to the test play and try out what it's like to play a level. And I know that the shape that I want to make I can already make it. And so at this point I'll go, okay, so I was able to make the shape in a score of 4. So I will return back to the level editor. I'll hit Z to delete a few of the shapes. We'll leave one extra just to maybe make it a little more easy or challenging. I think I'm not quite sure. It's been interesting getting into the headspace of how one will tackle these puzzles. So sometimes maybe it's useful to only give the exact number of shapes needed, or to give more to maybe throw people off. I'm in an exploratory phase. So for this level, we'll say we'll give them 5 shapes. I know that the target gem is exactly what I want. And so now I can copy to the clipboard the whole setup here. And I have ChatGPT running just a little thing where I can pop in the code that it gave me, and it'll output what I need to copy over to my CSVs. And so my CSVs are basically my source of truth for all my levels. And so I can come in here and we'll say, let's add a new level to world 10. So I'll call it level 2. And this process is a bit repetitive at this point, and it's something that I could improve on in the future. But for now, I just want to push with the priority of getting levels out and ready. And so you can see I'm kind of repeating what I've done before here, just for the demo. And so I can copy these bits here, and I've already added a demo world 10, so I don't need to do that. And I have this awesome little Python script running in the background, which basically, as I update these 2 documents, there is a viewer that I have for viewing all the levels in the world. And so I can see what I've titled them, each of the levels, what's queued up, what the target is, the difficulty, and any comments that I might add. And so I haven't rated the difficulty on everything. I'm going to probably go through and make all the levels and then do a second pass to update difficulty and then sort the levels as kind of, I don't want World 2 to start off with like a level difficulty 5 level. And so I'll use that later on to readjust. And so we can come down here and we can see that level 2 pops up. And so I have this cool Python script that basically watches these files, and as changes are generated or changes are made and saved, I have 2 scripts. A generate visualizations, which generates all the HTML here, and then a watch and generate, which will watch the CSVs and generate a new HTML file. And this is mainly thanks to ChatGPT and Cursor for giving me all of the code here. I probably wouldn't have implemented all of this if it wasn't for those helpful AI tools. And one other tool I added is this ability to generate shapes. And so if you see here on the side, these are the shapes that I've come up with. I had some shapes that were kind of repetitive and not the most fun to play with. And so I came up with a shape generator where I can name it. So if we call this like big L, and if we want it to be like this, like a 3x3, and then I can click generate shape, and it'll give me all 4 rotations in 90-degree rotations. So instead of having to come over and be like, all right, so a 90-degree rotation would be like this, or would it be, I don't know, like that? It generates all the rotations for me, and so I can just copy this over to my code and have a brand new shape with a proper name. Also thanks to Cursor for this code. And so that is it for now. I'm hoping to finish out the remainder of the levels and do some more polish, and then this game will be available on Steam, which is kind of crazy to think about. It's been a fun journey. So that's all for now. That is this update. Until next time, happy making.